Welcome, Earth signs. Welcome if you're new. This will be your Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn monthly reading. By monthly, I simply mean that I record them about every 30 days. So whenever you're guided here, just trust that this is the right time for you. Please, as always, just take what resonates, okay? If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. You're gonna know if this is for you. And I always like to set the intention that everyone that's meant to be here will find their way here, and that there will be some kind of message in here to uplift, inspire, or heal. All right, let's get right in. The first card that we have come out, well, first of all, we have the affirmation for you this month is, I assess matters carefully and discern wisely. I assess matters carefully and discern wisely. And the first card that came out for you, Earth signs, is Master number 33. Threes represent the mind, body, and soul. And 3 plus 3 is 6, which to me represents birthing something new. There's something, some kind of, and this is ears wide open. So there could be some information, something that, you need to pay attention to. This is about deep listening as a gift that we can give to others. It's about understanding someone else's needs and showing focused attention, right? It's about tuning into another and letting go of the ego's need to be heard. The world is constantly speaking to us and offering clues about what's really going on beneath the surface of things. And we all have the capacity to hear beyond, the noise that reaches our ears. And the challenge can come up when we feel misunderstood and unheard. Right? When we feel insignificant, it's easy to over-explain ourselves, maybe in an attempt to get acknowledged. But now is the time to let all of that go. Offer your attention as the great gift that it is. It's time to stop multitasking, checking your phone, thinking about what you're going to say next, doing all the other things that keep you from connecting fully. Whenever we're in a state of chaos and distraction, paying attention only to some of what's being said, we lose the ability to pick up on everything, including that which is not being said. And deep listening is the way in which we immerse ourselves in the truth of the world. And in this way, with ears wide open, we also open our hearts and our minds, right, to understand more than what is actually being conveyed through the words. And opportunities arise from the subtle clues that we miss when we're not 100% present. So this is about purposeful, open listening as a sign of true respect and intimacy. And when you are in this space of receptivity, letting go of the need to be heard or to be right, you become more expansive and also alert to, perhaps meaningful potential. So right now, Earth signs, keep your ears wide open, and you just might find more than you were searching for. Things may not be what they seem to be either. We've got number 28, which breaks down to a 10. 10 speaks to a completion, perhaps to some kind of ending or loss. Broken open speaks to, it's the gift of grief. It's being shattered as a result of loss. See, there are situations in life when you can see the value of loss and grief and a broken heart. But it's not the pain or the loss itself that needs to be the focus here, not even the story around what happened. None of that's as important as the result, what results from the experience. So can you see that this situation has broken you open, perhaps enabling you to have an even greater capacity for love, for compassion, for empathy, understanding? You cannot be the same person as before. And the only way to move forward is to move through it. Okay, without resistance or manipulation. If you do fall prey to like some self-absorption or self-pity, it's just going to make it harder to get to the next phase, which will eventually lead to relief. And even if you're prolonging the inevitable, I feel like you'll be able to get there eventually. The gift is in accepting who you've become as a consequence of integrating this difficult experience and allowing yourself to be more than what you were. And yes, this wisdom comes at a high price. But the value of your experience of moving through into the other side is unsurpassed, right? Love the you that's the result of being broken open by life's challenges and life's lessons. And it's interesting that these two cards came out together because they also just came out in the air signs reading. So if you have some air in your chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and perhaps you want to check that one out as well. The next card we have number 40, which breaks down to a 4. 4 creates stability. Okay, and it speaks about being in between worlds and learning to be okay while at the threshold of what was and what will be. It's a time of waiting and evolving, right? Something is in development here. You're in a process of change. Okay, you might know that you're called to it, maybe not, but you can no longer be who you were, and you might not even be sure of what you will be. It's that in between what was and what could be stage. Just like the caterpillar turning into the butterfly, it's that pupal stage, right? And you can't just skip the messy parts here. You have to endure the unknown and the uncomfortable as you reinvent yourself. The thing is, you're not quite there yet. You have one foot in the past. Even if you're ready to shed that version of yourself and become something new, you have to start redefining who you are in the context of your question. What do you believe is possible when you get to that next place? Can you explore this stage of your evolution so that you can get to know yourself a little better? Because this process in between worlds is where things can get really interesting. You learn how to manage your fear, right? How to stay present in the now, how to see in the dark, perhaps. You absorb the lessons offered to you with grace because you can't go any faster. And this is the real test of emotional fortitude. Patience, trust, humility. Once you've made this no man's land your home, then it'll be part of you, and then whatever was set into motion comes to life. And when you look back, you just might grow to love the place in between, right? Because it's a place where you can be reborn. And then we've got number 42, which breaks down to a 6. 6, again, represents something new, birthing here. And this is smoke and mirrors. So this is about seeing through the lens of past conditioning. There's a message here, like there could be an inability to recognize the truth of what's being offered. Misguided perceptions, right? It's about healing from those and moving beyond the illusion of separation. It's also talking about being accountable for your biases and the way that you view the world. We're actually built to view the world inaccurately, right? Our five senses tell us that we're separate from one another. We're conditioned to see time as linear. And this creates a consciousness of delineation, a separation, and finality. Right? We have an innate fear that what we see is all there is. And even though we know deep down that there's more, we're suspicious of it. I have fear of death results from this kind of perception. And there might have been actually a physical death here. Somebody that you know might have passed away. The entire world is a construct of smoke and mirrors. And our job is to discover the truth that lies beyond this illusion. Right? Discovery is that the frontiers of science align with exactly what the ancients have always known and talked about. At the atomic level, we are blinking lights in empty space. Right? Consciousness is fundamental. Time can be bent, and we are eternal. Ask yourself if what you see is really just what you're looking for. What do you sense beyond your intellectual assessment of what it is? And can you drop into your heart and soul and call for a vision, a feeling, an awareness of truth, of the authentic? Every day, remind yourself that you are intrinsically connected to all of life. The universe needs you to learn about it. Right? You have within you the extraordinary magic with which to co-create life beyond your wildest expectations. So trust the inner voice that reminds you that you will truly find what you seek and more, even if outer conditions appear to be challenging that. It's all smoke and mirrors. Things are not exactly what they seem. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got number 32, breaking down to a 5, which speaks to change, quieting the mind. And number 7, which is a very analytical number. It's also a very spiritual number, a deep breath. And underneath that, willing release. Okay, so quiet the mind, take a deep breath, and analyze what it is that you need to release. What are you willing to let go of? And this includes thought forms, biases, the way that we view the world, and our expectations. Okay? It's time to use more senses besides your logic, okay? It's time to really open up your claircognizance, your ability to feel. Sentience, clairvoyance. All right, I'm gonna get a few tarot cards. What's going on with my earth signs? Thank you guys for liking the video. I always love hearing from you guys, so please make sure you drop into the comments. Let me know you're here. Share the video out with a friend or with a group. Earth signs. Oh, we got the shadow side. Does not surprise me that this is coming up because we are in eclipse season, right? What is an eclipse? It's a big ass shadow. Okay, so and the metaphor I love with this is what happens when you shine light on a shadow? It disappears, right? So how can you shine some light? Because right now we've got the 7 of Swords, we've got the 8 of Swords. So this is movement forward. However, the 7 of Swords is deception, trickery, someone getting away with something, somebody feeling like they need to win at all costs. And then the 8s, by the way, remind us of the connection of all things. 8 of Swords, there's some self-imposed restrictions. Swords is the mind, the mental body. Your mind is playing tricks on you. Earth signs, it's very clear. Your biases or your judgments, your perceptions, the way you're critiquing the world or people or whatever situation that you're facing, it may need to be looked at a little more clearly, because you may be projecting some of your own, expectations or biases onto a situation. Things may not be what they appear to be, earth signs. That message is very clear. The moon is illusions. Right? And we just had this full moon in Libra, which the full moons bring clarity. If you're open to the clarity, if you're open for the information that is available to you. Because if you're not, if you're stuck in your ways and think that you know everything already, then you're not going to receive. You're not going to receive the clarity or the truth. But when you start looking for the clarity, when you start looking for the truth, it will appear. We live in this beautiful divine matrix in which ask and you shall receive. It's very beautiful. So divine. We got visualize abundance in all forms. God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes a reality. Think about what that means. If everything that you visualize becomes a reality, what are you visualizing? What story are you telling? Is it one of doom and gloom? Is it one full of fears, judgments, criticisms that may not even be accurate? Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings. And that is what you will experience instead. Okay, let's get one more. So whatever this loss was, allow it to break you open so that you can find a deeper version of yourself. Allow, clarity to come and ask for clarity. And allow yourself to use your other senses besides your logic. We got God is your source. Everything that you need is supplied by the infinite source of God. And your faith opens the doorway to receive. We have free will. So if you don't connect with God or your angels or your guides or your ancestors, they'll just literally sit back and not say shit. Not do anything, not show you anything. But once you start opening to this, you have help here. You have support here. Okay? In God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. And then we got take a divinely guided chance. And this energy feels like the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that we have coming up in April. I've already definitely been feeling it. It feels a little risky, but it also feels kind of fated. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which might have been comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. On the bottom, we also have partnership. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties will benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. Earth signs, thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, commenting. All of your interaction just means the world to me. Do make sure you are subscribed. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified of upcoming videos. Till next time, keep your head up. I love you guys. Sending blessings and plenty of love.